So it's day 3. Took 2 day rest because of the injury from football. Got kicked in the head and few cuts. Still hurts, but hopefully it recovers soon. So today we'll continue building the Hocus Pocus set. So first I need to grab the second bag. You see, I can't just leave my build on the dining table because it's inconvenience every time I have to take the unfinished build back to my room. So I'm gonna grab bag 2 and then head down and start building again, and hopefully I can build more than bag 2 and probably bag 3 if my body can take it, because I still feel a little bit drowsy. So hopefully I get to finish building bag 2 and bag 3. Alright, got everything set up, so I'm ready. And you see, the good thing is I finally got the wireless mic, so hopefully everything kind of smoother without that cable hindering around. And one thing about this Hocus Pocus that I kind of bought it during the Insider weekend from Lego with the gift we purchased. The funny thing is, usually when I bought something from Lego, the local retailers had all those like special deals. So first, if you have following my post, Amazon Australia is doing free shipping in New Zealand at $309, so that's like close to $80 off from the retail price. So that's what's fine. But then one of the New Zealand online shop, Mighty 8, was selling this set at $270, so that's like $100 off plus a free trolley bag. So it's a bit, I could have bought a different set for the inside the weekend, but unfortunately, the other set that I wanted that would get me the threshold is either out of stock, or the other set that in stock was just out of my budget at the moment. But anyway, need to get started because I really want to finish the build in 3 or 4 days rather than going through one number per day. That would take like 2 weeks, which is not ideal because I do want to do some other stuff rather than just building this set, right? Okay, so need to get to back to here. Finally get to build a minifigure. Always take the cape out. So okay, so they got all the capes in one case. Actually, it's quite often recent, like with this type of cape, they just put everything in one case. I mean, it's good, right? You don't get extra rubbish. But time to build a minifigure. If you haven't noticed, I usually post 3 minifigure shots a day, but I have reduced to just one this week. I'm not sure if I would carry on to upload that every day, but whenever I've got time and film some minifigure, then I would probably post it. But you'll see, I haven't made my decision yet. It's really seeing making this kind of video and how the schedule look like. And I really like the hairpiece here. If I try to get it closer, I'm not sure if the focus is right, because I'm using, rather than the selfie camera, I'm using the back camera today. Hopefully everything turns out fine, because I'm not going to go back and check. I know I have a mirror behind my camera to show me what actually happened. I did test it, the angle, so everything should set up properly, unless because the tripod I bought is quite cheap, so if anything too heavy, the angle might drop and then only get half of my head, and that's not good, right? But things happen, and you just have to live with it. It's just like getting injured in football, so it's not like serious game. It's just a usual social game with a bunch of retired person and different people playing football just for fun, but sometimes just 50-50. And if you don't play every week, your movement, your body movement sometimes just move not as far as your brain thinks. So it happens not just to myself, but to other people as well. So just a bad luck, bad timing. Try to head the ball. They try to kick the ball and caught the side of my head. There was lots of blood. So I ended up needed to go to emergency just to patch it up. And the doctor said just some open wounds need to um, glue together, and also mild concussion just because I was feeling quite dizzy just right after the impact. I didn't get knocked out, so that was okay. So I have to take day off work, and of course I was just not in the right condition to focus on building Lego. No, because you see, I got patched up. I can't really put the earpiece, so with the wire earpiece, it's not that convenient if there's one headphone dangling while I'm building. Also the cable. The good news is, now I've got the wireless mic, and I thought, hey, yeah, why not just continue? And then because I'm talking too much, I lost track to which step I am. But then sometimes I get too focused on building and forgot to you know to continue the chat, which create like dead air during the video, which is not good. Nobody likes. So suddenly, like, especially without any background music, right? If there's some background music, then that's still better than me just building, or I have to like start building really quickly to create the ASMR effects. But I'm not a really fast builder. That's why all the speed builds like filming me building the set in my normal speed and then try to speed up. I don't know how much, what's the number, because I just look at it. If it's like 2 minutes, I kind of reduce it to like 120, what, I think it's 20 seconds, something like that. Anyway, but those video editing got that speed thing that you can adjust stuff quite easily. So yeah, that's what I use most of the time. But I don't know if anyone's still interested or want to see that style of review. Leave a comments, then I'll make a review on the set that I built. You know, the magical workshop. Or of course, once it's finished, I can make a review video. But that will depend on how much time I have. It's like I can't just spend all the time doing Lego stuff. That's exactly why I try to minimize the time that I spend, or well, not minimize, but more like having a more balanced schedule, and then just kind of take video of what I do and then post it with minimal editing. I don't know if it's just me or everyone else feel the same, but sometimes I don't really like all those like fast editing stuff. It's like quite clickbaity thumbnails, and intentionally they have to kind of show you, hey, what's coming up in the new video, kind of hook you into the video, right? But often it's a fast edit, but in the end it turns out to be disappointing at times. I'm not saying the video bad, it's just sometimes, hey, you kind of have a thing from thumbnail, you kind of set expectation, you hook to it, and then you try to finish watching the video, and in the end the ending is just not what you expected. It's like you got a movie coming up that you want to see, and then it turns out to be completely different from the trailer, and great disappointment, not because the movie is bad, it's just sometimes what the expectation you set is significantly different to what you get, then you're going to be disappointed. I can tell you that the same thing apply at work, or depending on the industry. For example, if it's something, you know, a software project, you've got like, stakeholder and stuff. It's always best to kind of keep setting the right expectations. Sometimes it's not like you're not working hard or the thing's not good enough, but if it different to, stakeholder or your client's expectation, then you're gonna have some very difficult conversations. So it's always best to keep resetting the expectation and make sure that everyone on the same page. Then you're gonna have a smooth ride. Usually, from experience. Of course, there's some rare case where you're dealing with some extremely difficult people. But that's how it is, and then you learn from it. Okay. I always quite enjoy building all this base for a Lego build because I find it very interesting on how Lego design the base. In the end, usually it turns out pretty cool. Of course, there are times that just kind of babbling on why they do something like this, right? And do you know why they have like different colors? I think the purpose is to make it easier to distinguish like where are the pieces supposed to go together. Because if it's like all same color, right, it's actually pretty hard um, to distinguish which piece it is. But I think the other reason, I don't know if it's true or not. It's just my assumption that sometimes you've got the pieces in inventory, then you need to optimize what you have already produced. Otherwise, it's like a still business, so they have to maximize minimize the costs and maximize the profit. And like what I'm trying to do, I always try to minimize the time I need to do my, well, not that I try to actively minimize, but I've got limited time and I want to maximize the time doing my own stuff. I think it applies to everyone. I'm not sure if anyone would disagree. But well, there's always different opinions, and you just have to respect other opinions. Even you don't disagree, you don't have to put other people off or just tell them they're wrong. They deserve their own opinion. Sometimes disagreement is good, right? If everybody say yes, you just can't tell whether they're saying yes because they really want to say yes, or they just saying yes because they're forced to say yes. I really don't like guessing what other people think. Anyway, back to Lego. I think I can get back through today just looking at the pace I'm building right now. I've got another idea. Sometimes if you stumble across my video and see me building Lego and talking stuff, or you might think I'm talking BS, that's okay. Sometimes within the household, not everyone is a Lego fan or enjoying Lego, right? I mean, they're not saying that I shouldn't have a hobby, but the excitement is totally different, right? But maybe you can take out one of your Lego set and build together, even though we're not actually physically in the same place, but or able to chat two-way, unless it's in live stream. But I have no plan on doing live stream at the moment. Just I don't have the right equipment, nor it's practical to you need to chat right while you're building, right? But nothing stopping you to grab a hot chocolate of some sort, or any hot drink, or maybe cold drink, or even alcohol if you want. Um, and, you know, feel together. That's what we can do in such situation. Uh, and it looks like I got the wrong piece. Happens from time to time, and the OCD kicks in. Just try to get things aligned. And yeah, and then once you flip around and it's not aligned anymore, can't be bothered to fix it. So I think I got better in not forcing myself to build Lego a certain way. But some of the stuff I just can't get away. Like there's the molding spot. Like I really don't like them facing externally. This is kind of not good, right? Because if you want a surface, you really want it to be quite a smooth surface rather than there's one spot there. Those really irritates me. But anyway, getting less compulsive in building Lego is a good thing because it really increase the enjoyment rather than something happened and you feel not so, I wouldn't say unhappy, just like irritating. Maybe that's the right word. Also picking the right words is quite difficult sometimes. I quite admire those presenter that doing live show and things that you really need to turn your head around quite quickly. Finding the right words, finding the words that doesn't offend people. I mean, from time to time they sleep as well, right? And hence you got all the bloopers and stuff, which is quite funny at times. So this is the light breaks. Put it off, so now I can light up. I've that Ninjago Temple of Air-Jitsu, so it's a very very nice set. They have used light brick to create a show at the bottom, and unfortunately the battery ran out. Yeah, battery ran out. Of course, I can always buy a replacement, but sometimes replacement part just takes too long to arrive. It's kind of the good days takes only a week or so, but even the delivery takes a week, then it takes Lego like what 2 to 3 weeks before they dispatch from the warehouse in Denmark, which sometimes is a long wait if you are living in New Zealand or somewhere so far away. Because I had once, but the package took like 6 months. But I did contact Lego like after 2 months, and they sent out another package which eventually arrived. But then 6 months later, I got the package again. But the good thing is Lego usually ask you to keep it rather than send it back. To be honest, sending it back is quite annoying because it's like you have to pay the postage first, and then they kind of reimburse you somewhere else. I really don't like claiming expense and stuff. So if it's not significant, I'd rather not claim expense. It's just annoying. I quite like how it lights up. See here, this is pretty cool. And then I need the bigger faceplate. from a separate bag, so I can open it up now. Take two of them. It's the brown color. People always say, hey, the brown one is quite brittle and it's easily break. Touch wood, so far I haven't ran into any of those. Maybe those older set in my backlog might have such problem, because I don't think it has the problem when it's new. Well, we'll see. Hopefully I don't run into such issues. Working in the software quality assurance field, I really don't like things having issues. It's just annoying because time is precious. And if you need, like, let's say, hey, something break and you need to wait a few weeks in order to finish the build, like, nah, they better refund me, and I ain't gonna return the set. Nah, that's just a POS fault. It's just joking, but yeah, you get what I mean. Like having something you're supposed to enjoy, but then you're not able to get the full value from it, then it's often quite disappointing. Like if it's something not as expensive as the Lego set, and Lego set getting really, really expensive nowadays. When I began my Lego collection again around like 2014, right? Usually it's like, one big set every 3 or 4 months, and they're like $300 or under $300. That's okay, like, I mean, it's still expensive, but given the field that I work in, kind of still affordable. But lately, every set is like every month they brought like 2 or 3 really, really cool sets, and some of them is like often over like $400-500. And just not possible unless you are getting like executive level, pay rate. And depending on if you got any debts or any other family member to support, it's totally unaffordable. Well, of course, you're not supposed to collect them all like Pokemon. You're supposed to buy the thing that suits you, or even you don't buy it, like, unless you're looking for those exclusive pieces, you can always do the same thing with all the spare pieces that you have. And that's the whole point. But still though, for me, right, I really want to get all the sets that I want. Now in a situation that I can't afford everything. Well, my backlog was really big because at one time I can really, afford things that I want, but not anymore. So like I need to change my approach a little bit. Sometimes it's a bit disappointing when you can't get the stuff that you want. It takes time to get over it. But then on a positive side, if you really want something, then you'll motivate to work. I wouldn't say work hard, but work smarter, and you try to find a way to get to a place where you can afford those. So you could say it's a motivation driver. But it really depends on how you see things and how you take things. Right? So yeah, it's entirely possible. And funny enough, I've got 2 pieces like this here, which means I have made a mistake somewhere in the base. Which means I need to track back and see where did I make the mistakes. I think I know. This is a place I should have the brick separator around this right here. Anyway, it's not that difficult to fix. But yeah, from time to time this happen, right? I mean, actually, it happening quite often lately. I don't know, is it because I've got too much stuff in my head? Um, but yeah, it happened a few times in a recent build, but here we are, we finished building back to, I don't know what the time is, but I think we've got time to build another one. Unfortunately, there's no minifigure in the next bag, so let's see how it looks like, but I need to take a drink. Okay, let's carry on. Just grab bag 3. Yeah, that's that. Oh, I think this is one bag. Hopefully, I didn't miss any of it. You know, recently I saw a reel on Instagram saying, hey, asking people, do you know, open the set and then take it all out and then put um the, the final numbers back into the box. So it's like, you know, everything kind of in the box, and it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sequential. So you finish one and you just need to grab the one from top, right? And actually, I'm that kind of person. And given how I feel, I think after building this factory, I might call it day to day. Otherwise, you know, if I carry on, it will be a 2 hours video. And let's face it, even it's, you know, my favorite singer, if they post a 2 hours video, I wouldn't have time to just sit there and watch video for 2 hours. So it's like, yeah, probably like 30 minutes, 40 minutes is the maximum length. Like even you get through 1 hour, it's kind of pushing it, unless my talk or the conversation is getting really interesting and engaging. But according to the YouTube stats, I've got work to do in order to get to that point. Yeah, it's not that easy, eh? Because you think, hey, like, this is kind of interesting. It's only like, you know, small group of people. Not everyone thinks like, yeah, you should, you know, watch this guy build Lego or listen to him. Hopefully, I get a point where I find my niche audience, or yeah. But anyway, my goal is not to, you know, I mean, growing YouTube is one of my goals, but not like crazy numbers or something like that. The other thing about, you know, making mistakes, right? I think, you know, it's kind of related to, you know, something happened quite often recently. It's like when I get on the car and try to get somewhere, even though, you know, I was supposed to go to, you know, the other direction, but because when I go to work, it's always, you know, turning left, and I end up turning left. It's like, you know, last Sunday going to play football, and it's supposed to, you know, go straight, and then somehow I turn left and then head on to the route that I go to work, and I only realized once I got onto the motorway, it's like, nah, I'm not going to work. I'm supposed to go to football. Maybe that was a sign that, you know, it's not a day to play football. Hence, you know, we got injured. It's actually, I mean, it's not like nasty injury, but I think uh, when I got cut and all the blood pouring out, you know, added extra shock to it. 'Cause I never had any injury like that um, during football match, especially like, you know, playing social football. There's It's not even a proper match. So we kind of have agreement, no sliding tackle. We try to, mitigate all the risks that you don't get seriously injured, but you know, things happen. And believe it or not, sometimes you might get injury from building Lego. No joke. A couple of times that it just slipped, and the corner actually ended up cutting my finger. So yeah, so you don't build Lego while you like drunk or half asleep, because you need to stay focused, or you might get hurt. Hopefully, there will be no video of me getting hurt while building Lego. Otherwise, it will be quite funny. Or end up, I might need to decide whether to stop filming or continue filming if such things happen. And I'm not going to like manufacture those opportunities, because I want this to be real and natural, rather than hey, it's clicking something. There's no thick in this series of video. I mean, in my other video, it's still quite genuine. It's all my thoughts, and there's no script. I just pick up the camera, get everything ready and start filming and start talking about my thoughts on how the set is when I'm building it, and the end result. So there's no script, nothing written. So yeah, that's always was the intention of my channel. But yeah, I'm trying something new. I don't know how it's gonna turn out, because it's still just, this is the third one, right? So it's hard to tell how it's gonna perform. Usually it takes like months before you can see the actual results. So far, it's not as performing as good as one of those speed build video that the speed build plus review, but you can only try and see what's gonna happen. Did I do something wrong? No, I'm doing it correctly. The thing is, first time building Lego, talking so many things. Usually I just like open the bag and just keep trying to finish the build as soon as possible, but actually that's not that good, right? Because some of the set that I really enjoy is the one that I kind of build slowly. The Welcome to Apocalypse, but that was an epic set. It's very hard to clean though, because the irregular shape and makes it a mission to dust off the dust. Some of the area just so small, even the brush can't get to it. I don't know how to clean those, to be honest. But good. Building house like this usually is a lot easier to maintain, and it's really quite interesting. So you kind of build an outer wall. I wonder how you're gonna fit stuff inside. So we'll see. So far, I'm enjoying the set so far. And it just highlight one of my weaknesses. I tend to repeat the same words quite a few times. Even rewatching some of my own videos, like I need to stop doing that, because it's just not interesting when you keep using the same way to describe certain thing. I don't think it's a language problem, because I think even I present or film the video in my native language like Cantonese, or even try to be in another language I'm fluent like Japanese. I probably will have the same issues. To avoid the issue, then you need to script it up. But then if I script it, then it loses that naturalness. But anyway, so actually this set I would, so far I would, recommend this set to, everyone, to be honest. It's a really interesting view, especially if you don't have much previous big set. If you just started with collecting Legos or building Legos, or you don't have much of the, the bigger set, this is a pretty cool one to have. It's really enjoyable. Unfortunately, it's just one big instruction, so it's not really designed to enjoy with multiple people. Well, I mean, you can, but like it will be very hard. Like, let's say you can't really share. You can share back one and maybe back two, three, but you know, if you someone else building back two and you're building back three, but can't really put this there, it's kind of you waiting for someone. You're creating a dependency on someone else's work, which you really want to avoid, especially if you work in the software development industry. You really don't want to have like too many dependency on other people because it slows you down. And when it's slowed down, then you can't get things done efficient enough. There's a couple of ways. Either you change your process to be more efficient, or you just have to skill up so you can do lots of things like multitasking. But not like just in your field, but like in other people's field. But then it's easier said than done because it requires experience as well. So it's not just hey, you can go read books or try out your own, and then you can do it. Okay, start. The wall is getting there. Just one more piece, and I think that's probably it for back 3A. It's actually quite interesting in terms of the design of the house. There's some nice texture and decoration around the exterior. I think it kind of turns out pretty cool once the build is finished. I don't know, it's really a risk, taking a video from a different, without the selfie camera. Like I couldn't see it. Like I could be talking and building the whole thing and didn't realize that the camera already stopped for whatever reason. That means that all the talks, because it's unscripted, right? I just talk everything that comes in my head, and you know, I can't really start building from scratch again because otherwise I have to, deconstruct everything and put it in the bag, and yeah. So hopefully, no messing up. Because if I messed up, then it's gonna be quite painful for me. Because I set out to do something, but then it turns out quite different, and there's no way to fix it. So hopefully, when I finish building and stop the video and everything capture the way I intended to capture. I still can't take my focus off this because I really think this is pretty cool and I have the urge to press it. I think Lego should just make a Lego set, or maybe I should post on Lego ideas. You know those emergency red button. You never know. I might get 10,000 supporters and might get into the review stage, and then the next Lego idea set is emergency red button. I'm pretty sure it won't win the contest. I think if you look at all the Lego ideas winners in the past, I guess 12 to 18 months, you probably can see a pattern on what kind of set usually get selected and approved. So it's not like, hey, the best ideas or well, I wouldn't say the best because every winner would be the best at it times, but sometimes it's not necessarily the most refreshing ideas winning the context. And it's like last time I think there's the mini golf set that was pretty cool in terms of how it looks and the overall like play feature, but unfortunately it didn't manage to win at all. Even the second round they have partner with Target Lego for a second round of voting, and that one also didn't win. Just like all those Bricklink designer program. Recently, the result for the third round also came out. Like there are lots of cool cool designs, and because everyone have different preference and different definition of what is the best thing, right? Hence, some of the set I voted didn't win because those are just the one that I like, but not the majority of people like. Okay, what's next? Oh, okay. The thing that on the side, I forgot what's the vocabulary or the word for this kind of thing. I'm pretty sure I know because last time I built a Lion Knight's castle that has something very similar. The word just don't come out. Well, we'll figure it out, or you can decide, or what it is once I finish building it. So it's just the middle of it. So, yeah, that's the thing is like you try to build something, you need to know the words for it, right? If you don't know the words for it, then you try to describe it, and then you just stuck. You don't know. But if filming stuff live or the way that I film, right, then there's no second chance. I can't just stop and go figure that out. So which means this another thing that I need to get better is to have better vocabulary. Wait, is it this side? Okay. Is it taking a sip? The throat is getting dry. Like this kind of build, right, is sometimes it takes time for me because I want it to be aligned. Well, like I can't get to perfect, but at least try to get it aligned perfectly. I'm pretty sure if you look like use some like laser measurement, it's probably like 1 or 2 millimeters off. Well, probably not two, maybe just one. Yeah, I wish these kind of things are a little bit easier. Um, but then if it's too easy, then it gets boring. It's actually a pretty cool design. I need to get all the angles right, otherwise I will feel irritated when I look at it. Oh, hopefully, did I get everything alright? I think it's good enough. Okay, so next step is to build the individual parts, but 10 times, I think it's fine. Okay, the worst part of this type of building is, I remember the Disney train and station. The very last part of the station is the top decoration on the roof, and it was like 243 times. Well, I mean, like, hey, if it's something during the build, it's okay. But if it's like um afterwards, then it's not okay. Let's see what happened. It's like the light just dropped. Okay, the light is back. You see, sometimes things like this happen um, when I can't control it. So where will we get to? Oh yeah, that Disney station. It's like in the end, I thought, yes, it's nearly the finish line, and then the instructions say, hey, repeat this for 200. I think it's 43 times. I actually posted that on Reddit, and I got like 5 or 6,000 upvotes. So that was pretty cool. Never got a post on social media that was so popular. Okay, so where do we at here? So this one is here. But yeah, from time to time, there's some steps. They're so repetitive. I do have the well, both Lego roller coaster, um, and also haunted house, which I haven't opened yet. Um, I actually want to open those again. Say time thing. But looking at other people's video, um, one of the biggest challenge was those chain that kind of bring all those right ups that require small pieces just to all connect together, and it's not just 10 or 20, it's like few hundreds. So yeah, that was something I don't look forward to. But then if you don't get through those difficult parts, then you're not going to you know get the full value out of those build, right? That's where the complexity lies, and that's where the magic happens for those set, right? To be honest, having the Lego roller coaster working is a pretty cool thing. The reason that I haven't opened those sets really, I don't have the space. I mean, I need to work out the space to display those. Um, but I can always take the other approaches to build first, and because you build it, you really need to find somewhere to place it, and then you'll find a way. Just like in Jurassic Park, Dr. Malcolm say, life find its way. It's like Lego find its way, not just in your house, but also to your wallet as well. So be careful with that. Be responsible. Don't be like me or other adult fans of Lego, um, being a bit financial irresponsible. I say that's the buzzword recently. I just need to make sure that I need to align it like how it's supposed to be aligned in the instruction, because otherwise, like, mechanism like this, if you don't do it properly, it will still work, but it doesn't work as smooth. Like one example is I don't usually build Lego Technic set, but when that Porsche GTS, is it the RS3 or the orange one, came out, I look at one of the review, and kind of show the working double clutch gearbox, and that just you know caught my interest, and that's the only Technic set that I bought and built, and yeah, like everything needs to align properly. And one of the interesting thing with that set is I actually messed up one of the gear, so I have to like take them apart and then rebuild it. But that was a pretty cool set. But I didn't buy any of the other Technic cars that follow up, because they have all similar gimmicks. So like, hey, I already done the DSG gearbox already. So I mean, if I have to spare money, I probably would, but I didn't have the space. So priority tells me, hey, you get the things that you like more rather than just blindly getting everything. So okay, I think this is alright, and then I just need to get this connected. Okay, so should be come on. Okay, hopefully I got it. Okay. Okay. Yep. Everything in the right place, and have to see what's next. And I think we're about to finish factory. So yeah, it's a bit hard to see, right? What? Okay. So here, this piece is supposed to go through the space here, and then of course to secure them, we have this piece over here to just go on top of it to secure all the walls. It's easier said than done sometimes. But no, this set is not difficult at all. It's quite enjoyable. Um, and yeah, I think that's the final piece for this bag. And yep, so next bag we'll have another minifigure. So I look forward to that. Hopefully tomorrow I have some time to build the next bag. But today, bag 2 and 3 is done, and the result is pretty good so far. So yeah, look forward to the next bag, and this is it.